Today we drove about an hour to the outskirts of Mexico City, and we're staying at what might be the craziest Airbnb that you can book anywhere in the world. Now, for ages I've been asked the question about how you can grow your Instagram, how people can grow their Instagram. And there's lots of sleazy ways to do that. I kind of want to avoid them, but also talk about them in this video, but talk about some ways that you can grow your Instagram channel without being sleazy, without cheating. And tip number one for growing your Instagram is go to cool places like this. Getting back to tip number one, I'm always surprised how many people discount the idea that you just have to stand in front of cool things. It's one of the easiest things to do, and it's so important. I'm at this place that is the craziest Airbnb in the world, maybe. It's called Nido del Quetzalcoatl, and it's just this giant snake through the forest here. It's called organic architecture, and it's absolutely crazy. There's just dozens of spots to shoot Instagram photos here. Now, that brings me to tip number two, and tip number two is the photos are important, but just as important is your gallery. People don't follow you based on one photo. People are gonna follow you based on your body of work. And so if they see a cool photo, they might like it. They might check out your gallery, and if your gallery itself doesn't look beautiful, without going into the individual images, it's gonna hurt your chance of them following you. Personally, I organize my Instagram images in a warm-cold formula, which kind of gives like this X pattern throughout the gallery. It is really aesthetically pleasing, and I think things like that are really effective in convincing people they should follow you. Tip number three is to not use bots. Don't use bots. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about when I mention bots, they're softwares that automate things like liking, commenting, following and unfollowing. And basically they fake engagement with the community in order to entice them to follow you back. But obviously it's inauthentic. Obviously there's ethical standards. And beyond that, it's a shortcut. And if you're trying to build a community, if you're trying to have people really appreciate your work, you can't take shortcuts, because in the long run, all it's gonna do is hurt you. You're gonna find people that aren't really interested in your work, your engagement's gonna end up looking really bad, and it's just not a good strategy overall. Don't use bots. This place is beyond mental, absolutely insane. Not only do you have the giant snake house, but this place actually also sits on 17 hectares of garden space and forest, and it's just like this massive park that's part art installation, part architecture, and just absolutely crazy. Now back to the Instagram tips. We've established that fake engagement is bad, so you might not be shocked to find out that good engagement is good. Real engagement is good. What you should be doing, instead of letting bots try to find people to follow and like and comment, you should be doing that yourself. You should be using hashtags and locations to seek out content that you like, content that's maybe similar to your own, or content that shares similar interests. When you do find those people, when you find accounts you like, you should be liking and commenting and engaging with that sort of content. By doing so, you're more likely to get people to reciprocate, follow your work, like your work, and comment on your work. And on top of that, when you engage with people that have similar content to your own, similar likes and styles to your own, it's more likely that Instagram's algorithm can figure it all out, can put your work on the discover pages of people that might be interested in your work. It'll lead more eyes to your work, and it'll hopefully lead to more follows and a growing account. Now, as I leave the nest itself, I'm gonna get back to these Instagram tips, and kind of getting back to the last tip, once people follow you, engage with them. If they comment on your posts, if they interact with you, interact back. Don't just give them a thanks, actually interact, become friends. The goal should be creating a community. And to create a community, you have to be a community leader. Now, on to the next tip. Don't follow, unfollow. If you're one of those people that follows, unfollow, stop. Now, a lot of you guys might not know what I mean by follow, unfollow, but a lot of accounts actually use bots to do this. Some do it manually, but what they do is they follow 50 people an hour, and then those people that don't follow back, or maybe just everybody, they unfollow again. And the idea is, if I see in my timeline that Joe Schmo has followed me, I might go look at his work and follow him back as a reciprocal. Now that's just a bad strategy. Not only is it fake and phony, but you're gonna get terrible engagement. And if you get terrible engagement on Instagram, it looks bad. It looks like you bought followers. Oh, you scared the shit out of me. Backpacker Steve, everyone. I keep saying this, but the goal on Instagram isn't having people follow you, it's having people actually follow you and actually engage with you. Clients looking to work with Instagrammers and photographers, they can see if you followed, unfollowed people. They can see if you use bots. Just don't do it. I really hope to get all these tips out before sunset, but the sun's going down now. So I'm gonna continue this on tomorrow morning as I explore this place a little bit more and show you guys as well. Before I head in though, I kinda wanna talk about my last thing, and that's pods. What a pod is when a bunch of people, maybe 50, 100, 200, 1,000, create a group on WhatsApp or Facebook. And anytime a member of that group posts a photo, everybody gets a notification, and right away they have to like and comment the photo. From my friends that are Instagrammers and some friends that I have that are kind of insiders at Instagram, everybody talks about the first 13 minutes. The first 13 minutes are so important on Instagram because if in that first 13 minutes you can show a high level of engagement, it tells Instagram's algorithm that your post is engaging, that your post is cool, that your post needs to be seen by more people. And so by using a pod, you can punch in a ton of engagement really early. It tells Instagram's algorithm that it's an awesome post, and then it kicks it out to the discover page and then gets real engagement from real people and maybe people following you. And that all sounds great, but personally, I can't use it. I won't use it. And the reason I won't use pods is quite simple. I have clients that are paying me to go on campaigns, and part of that is based on my engagement, the level of my engagement on my Instagram feed. And I can't ethically tell them that I have a certain value when a lot of that value is based on engagement that is fake or at least manipulated. So it's one of the reasons that I don't use it. But that being said, I'm still kind of on the fence whether I accept or kind of condone the use of pods. Whether you should use pods or not, totally up to you. It should be noted though that if you do use pods, clients know, people know. Clients and PR people that are gonna hire you aren't stupid. They can tell that if you've got 1,000 likes on a photo and 200 comments, that you probably used a pod, that you're probably in a pod. So just be wary of that. Grabbing an Instagram mic.
Hey man, I shoot in this way because the world is so much better this way, but now we shoot all our photos this way.
Because of the gram. Had a really good night last night here in the Giant Snake. Had a bit of tequila, had a good night's sleep, and back at these tips again. The next tip, to share on social media, share on other social medias. If you guys watch The Avengers, every now and then a cameo happens. You might be watching Captain America and Iron Man will make an appearance. You need to do the same with your Instagram on other social medias. Share your Instagram on Facebook. Every now and then your Instagram should make a cameo on your Facebook, on your Twitter, and on your YouTube channels. So that's a great way to grow. Cameo your Instagram feed onto other social medias. This place is crazy. This is like a psychedelic dream. We're in this greenhouse. The architect here, I think his name was Senosian, is absolutely brilliant, but some of this stuff is just so out there. This is the garden of vegetables or the garden of plants, and it's really, really, really cool, but definitely something out of a psychedelic dream. Now, on to the next tip, collaborate. Collaborate, collaborate, collaborate. And that's actually one of the reasons I'm here in Mexico. Yes, Steve and Mike are good friends of mine, but there are also people that I can collaborate with and we can grow together. So if you're trying to grow your Instagram account, find people that have similar audiences to you, that have similar sized accounts to you, and collaborate with them. Go out and shoot together, mention each other in the comments, pose in each other's photos. In fact, share each other's photos. One of the hardest things about growth on Instagram is there's no share feature. So through collaborations, you can share each other's work, you can open up the eyes of your audience to other people's work and vice versa, and grow together. All the design in this place is in the form of a snake, and around this garden, it's a snake. But even better than it being a snake, I just found out there's a slide here. And being a man-child, there's nothing I like better than a slide. You can't really move. It's a terrible slide. The next tip is actually one that Jody had or reminded me of, and it's to hashtag correctly. There's all sorts of programs you can use to find the biggest hashtags, and people throw them in the comments at 30 at a time and hope that people will find their work via those hashtags. But the problem is there's so much competition for those hashtags. If you can search hashtags that have a smaller audience that fewer people are submitting to, you have a better chance at showing up on the top post section on Instagram. So when you use your hashtags, don't go for the biggest ones, go for the most effective ones. I'm back where this exploration of this incredible place started with my last Instagram tip. Have a theme. This place has a theme. This place is incredible, and it's all themed around that snake, around the Quetzalcoatl, and it's just unreal because of that. That's what makes this place interesting, and having a theme could be what makes your Instagram feed interesting as well, and being interesting is a really important component to having a following on Instagram. That is, of course, unless you're a celebrity. If you're a celebrity, you can get away with posting a picture of your cat, a picture of your breakfast, and then whatever else. But if you're a landscape photographer, nobody cares about your breakfast. Nobody cares about your cat. They want to see landscape photography. If you're a travel photographer like myself, they don't care about my breakfast. They want to see my travel photography. So have a theme. And you can even take it a step farther and do something really interesting, something unique, like my buddy Paper Boyo, who does these paper cutouts at all these locations and hangs them out. That's something interesting. It's something different. It's something unique. To have a following on Instagram, you need to be unique, you need to have a theme, and you need to be interesting. So do all those things and you're off to a really good start. Now, I'm done here at this incredible place, and the vlogs will start again tomorrow as we explore a little bit more Mexico City. I'll see you there. Peace.